first event in session 8, event 321, the 200 meters freestyle, heat 1 of 9.
Take your marks.
And the girls in this heat are all swimming in the age 13 category. Abigail in lane 3 from Woking is already a medalist this morning. She won the bronze medal, or at least if we had medals, she came in 3rd place, should I say, in the 200 IM. And it's Abigail from Woking turning quite easily first after the first 100. Coaches, could I please ask you to sit? The referee has asked me to remind you that you should be sitting, not standing on poolside. So I think I can see 4 coaches standing. If you could all please go and sit in your places. Still have 2 coaches there. You could do your chatting sitting down, coaches, please. And that's Abigail there in lane 3, finishing 2:21.07. Heat 2.
Take your marks.
And once again, all 7 swimmers in the pool now are swimming in the age 13 category. Woking's Abigail Elford won the last heat in 2:21.97. So that's what these swimmers are aiming to beat that time. And judging by their entry times, they would be very pleased with the 2:21. Coming in at halfway, it's Skydra from Shiverers. Edith from Bracknell Wokingham just behind her, and the other 5 swimmers all in a row. Swimmers, please return to the gallery once you've finished swimming. You may not stand on poolside. Swimmers must return to the gallery. Coaches, could you ensure that this happens, please? Don't keep your swimmers on poolside. And this is a much closer race. Skydra coming in as she's been leading all the way, but coming up in lane 6, that's Kira. Very close, but Skydra did hold on to her lead. Finishing 2:25.28. Heat 3.
Take your marks.
We have some 13 and 14-year-olds in this heat. Hattie in 1 from Whitney is 13, as is Maria from City of Milton Keynes in lane 5, and Sapia in lane 7 from Basingstoke Bluefins. Also Lexi in lane 8 from Epsom, all 13-year-olds. Alexa in lane 2 from Atlantis, Annabelle in 3 from Woking, Navia in lane 4 from Amersham, and Amy in lane 6 from Hailsham are the first of our 14-year-olds to swim in this session. Quite close at the halfway mark between Sappy in lane 7 and Hattie in lane 1, both 13-year-olds. Both looking to beat Abigail Elford's 2:21.97. Coming up in lanes 4 and 5, Navia from Amersham, Maria from City of Milton Keynes. Certainly up there with Sappy at the moment, but I think going to make the last turn first is Hattie over in lane 1. Navia and Maria swimming stroke for stroke almost. Maria just pulling away now. Maria also a 13-year-old. Or is it going to be Hattie over there, touching first? In fact, it was Navia in lane 4. Heat 4.
Take your marks.
Again, 2 age groups in this heat. Cara from Maxwell in 1, Alexa from Thanet in 2, Alicia from Amersham in 3, Charlotte from Portsmouth in lane 5, our 13-year-olds, Louisa in lane 4 from Elmbridge, Lucia in lane 6 from Milton Keynes, Bethany in 7 from Mid-Sussex Marlins, and Bella in 8 from Woking, our 14. Abigail Elford still the fastest 13-year-old, 2:21.97. Navia Shandil from Amersham, 2:22.47, the fastest 14-year-old. And Louisa from Elmbridge turning first at the halfway point, with Alicia from Amersham up there with her now. Different age groups. Louisa's a 14-year-old, Alicia is 13. Also up with them in lane 6 we have Lucia from Milton Keynes. I remember her doing a good swim, I think in the 400. A strong freestyle swimmer, and she's going to turn first in lane 6. So Lucia, looking to beat Navia's 2:22.47. And that's Lucia Lopez. I think it says 2:20.78, but I couldn't be sure. Heat 5.
Take your marks.
We have, I think, 3 14-year-olds. Flo in 1 from Bracknell, Eleanor in 6 from Elmbridge, and Rita in 8 from Woking. All the other swimmers are aged 15, the first 15-year-olds. No 13-year-olds in this heat. In fact, there is only one more 13-year-old to swim. And it's Georgina from Portsmouth Northsea in the lead at the halfway point. Rania in lane 7 from Shiverers in the lead now. after a good final turn. Rania are going to set the fastest time for the 15-year-olds as she comes in for the last few meters. It's Rania in lane 7, followed by Eleanor in lane 6. Heat 6.
Take your marks.
So we have our last 13-year-old swimming in this event. That's Annabelle in lane 2, Annabelle from Wickham. Annabelle gained the second place earlier on in the 400 freestyle. Then we have 14-year-olds Madeline in 1 from Wickham, Maisie in 3 also from Wickham, Millie in 4 from Eastleigh, Alice in 6 from Sevenoaks. And Rissarin in lane 5 is a 15-year-old from Eastleigh. In lane 7 from Mid-Sussex Marlins, Arabella, and lane 8 from Rushmore Royals, Madeline. So that's time that Abigail Elford set in the first heat, 2:21.97, still stands. And that is the time that Annabelle in lane 2 will be looking to beat. She wants to be the first place swimmer in her age group. Lane 7, Arabella in the lead. At the moment, Arabella looking to go into the lead by beating Rania's time of 2:18.80. Fastest time so far for the 14-year-olds, 2:20.78. It's going to be Arabella in lane 7, and that puts her into the lead for her age group. Heat 7.
Take your marks.
So just 14 and 15-year-olds left to swim now in this 7th heat. We have 14-year-olds Eleanor in lane 2, Eleanor from Tigers jersey. Lucy in lane 5 from Amersham, Lilia in lane 6 from Wickham, and Ava in lane 7 from Fareham. Just two 15-year-olds, Eloise in lane 3 from Newbury, and Hannah in lane 8 from Tigers jersey. Madeline Hepworth, the fastest 14-year-old so far, 2:18.33. Arabella Lester from Miss Sussex Marlin's fastest 15-year-old, 2:15.43. And one of our Tigers swimmers in the lead, Elana, over in lane 2. She's a 14-year-old, so it's the 2:18.33 that she's looking to better. And now in lane 6, Lilia from Wickham, touching in first place with Alana from Tigers second. 2:17.13, I think, for Lilia. The penultimate heat, Heat 8.
Take your marks.
Two 14-year-olds, Alexandra in lane 2 from City of Southampton, and CEO in lane 3 from Sevenoaks. CEO, the winner in her age group of the 400 free, and Alexandra also in that age group, the third place swimmer. So good heat this one. All the other swimmers aged 15. Mostly in a row here, but I think it's lane 1. That's Ella from Littlehampton, turn just first. And it's CEO in lane 3 coming in first. And her time 2:14.34, probably putting her in fact definitely putting her into first place in her age group, with just 3 swimmers of that age group to go. The final heat, heat 9.
Take your marks.
Those last three 14-year-olds are Jessica in lane 2 from Guildford, Sky in lane 7 from Rushmore, and Jessica in lane 8 from RTW Monson. The other swimmers all 15-year-olds. Jessica over in lane 2 was first place swimmer in the 200 IM. Lucy in lane 5 was placed first in the 400 free. Sophie in lane 6 also was first in the 200 IM in her age group. It's Annabelle in the lead. Annabelle from Elmbridge, Phoenix. She was second in her age group in the 400 free. And Lucy up there with her now, neck and neck. So this is a close race, closest I think we've seen today in lanes 4 and 5. And they're both in the same age group, Annabelle from Elmbridge, Lucy from Wickham. I was about to say I think Lucy's a touch ahead, and I think she possibly is. It depends which arm goes over first. And I do think that Lucy touched first place, 2:08.84. That was a good swim. Well done, girls. Event 322 is the 400 individual medley, and this is heat 1 of 4.
Take your marks.
In lane 4 we have Sophie from Rushmore Royals, who's a 15-year-old. The other swimmers all, who's a 14-year-old, sorry. The other 4 swimmers are 13-year-olds. The top 3 swimmers in the girls aged 13 200 freestyle. In 3rd place from Amersham, Alicia Bethel. In 2nd place from Woking, Abigail Elford. And in 1st place in 2:17.93 from Wickham District, Annabelle Compton. In the age 14 200 freestyle, in 3rd place from the city of Southampton, Alexandra Bassett. 2nd from Guildford City, Jessica Harmer. And in first place in 2:14.34 from Seven Oaks, Xiao Li. Second first place for her. Well done. And in the girls aged 15, 200 freestyle, in third place from Littlehampton, Ella Thornburg. In second place from Elmbridge Phoenix, Annabelle Pilgrim. And in first place, another first place for Lucy Fox from Wickham District in 2:08.84. As I said earlier, all these times will go forward to GB Swimming for consolidation with all the other results from similar meets taking place around the country. Clear lead at the moment for Sophie from Rushmore in lane 4. So lane 2, lane 2 is Katie, and lane 5, Lilia, coming up behind Sophie. But they are in the younger age group. They're age 13s and she's a 14, so they're not actually vying with each other for placings. Sophie doing very well, holding on to that lead throughout the event so far. And touching first in lane 4, quite a way ahead of lane 5. And this is Lilia from Seven Oaks. Also over there in lane 2, Katie from Whitney and District. Oh, and I almost missed down here in lane 6, Genevieve from Elmbridge. Sophie holding on to that lead, just though from Lilia in lane 5. Caught up quite some way during that first length of freestyle and still coming back on her. Does look as though Lilia's got a stronger stroke here. Sophie's going to be overtaken towards the end, but I think she'll hold on to second place, and they are not in the same age group. So coming in first, Lilia, 5 minutes 59.10, I think. Heat 2.
Take your marks.
Message to swimmers and coaches as well, please. Could we ask you not to leave poolside through the start end door? If you are going to go outside, you need to go through the scoreboard, the door at the scoreboard end, because that's the way we're going to be able to monitor who goes in and who goes in and out. Please do not use the door near the start end of the pool. Thank you. All three ages swimming now in lane 6. We have Abigail Elford from Woking. Abigail already in the top 3 a couple of times today. She's the only 13-year-old swimming this heat. We have 14-year-olds Fern in lane 3, Amelia in lane 4. And 15-year-olds Paige in lane 2, Amy in lane 5. Time for Abigail to chase this time is 5 minutes 50.10, set by Lilia in the last heat. And the fastest 14-year-old so far, in fact the only 14-year-old to have swum so far, Sophie Duckworth, 5:51.64. In the lead at the halfway point, Amelia from Fareham. Amelia swimming in lane 4. Coming up with her now is Amy from Maidstone in lane 5. Also not too far behind them, Fern from Sevenoaks in lane 3. Interesting to see who turns first. I think it might be lane 5. Just. So Amy just ahead of Amelia. And Fern in lane 3 now up there with them. And just about in second place, I think, Fern, but coming in to turn for the last stroke in lane 5, Amy. Fern turns second, Amelia third. And Paige over in lane 2, also made very good progress in that breaststroke length. Or 2 lengths. And it's lane 3. That's Fern from Sevenoaks, who's just in the lead now. .551.64 the time for Fern to beat to go into the lead in her age group. And she's going to easily, or she has now easily done that. Amy in second place. Heat 3.
Take your marks.
One 13-year-old now, that's Hazel in lane 7 from Wickham. Hazel was second in her age group in 200 IM earlier. If I remember rightly, lovely long strokes. There are still two 13-year-olds to swim in the final heat. In lane 6, Isabel from Leatherhead, and in lane 8, Nadia from Amersham, both 14-year-olds, the other swimmers all aged 15. And at the halfway point, Abby from Maidstone turning first, with Carries from Rushmore and also Hazel from Wickham. In fact, I think Hazel may have been just a little ahead of Carries at the turn there. And Hazel in lane 7, halfway through the breaststroke, has taken the lead. And Hazel, that's an excellent breaststroke leg. Coming into turn easily in first place. Just the 2 lengths of freestyle to go. And that's Abby. Turning in second place. Hazel, in fact, is a 13-year-old. So she's looking to beat Abigail Elford's time of 5:43.88. And this is a really good swim from Hazel in lane 7. 5:43 the time to beat, her entry time 5:29, so I imagine she will want to do that. Lane 7, 5:22.25. That really gives something for the 2 13-year-olds in the final heat to aim at. The final heat, heat 4.
Take your marks.
So, as promised, those 2 13-year-olds, Amelia in lane 2 from RTW Monson, the winner of the 400 freestyle earlier on. And Holly in lane 5 from Maxwell, who was the winner of the 200 IM in her age group earlier. So those 2 swimmers looking to beat Hazel's time of 5:22.25. In lane 3 from Maidstone we have Evie. In lane 4 from Milton Keynes, Ruby. And in lane 7 from Epsom, Neve. Those 3 swimmers all 14-year-olds. 15-year-olds, Grace in lane 1 from Thanet. Creswyn in lane 6 from Amersham. And Emily in lane 8 from the city of Southampton. In the lead at the end of the first leg is Ruby, closely followed by Evie, both 14-year-olds. And Ruby in lane 4 with a good lead now after that first leg of backstroke. Nice spearheading in the pool at the moment. and into the breaststroke leg. Evie in 3, Holly in 5, both turning together, and close behind them, Creswyn in lane 6. Also over there in lane 2, that's Amelia. Ruby holding her own on the breaststroke leg. She's quite easily the fastest entrant, 7 seconds faster than the next fastest entrant. Doesn't always work out on the day though, does it? And Holly caught up a little. But Ruby's still holding on to a very good lead. And Ruby turning now into her last leg. Holly following her. Next one to turn in 3rd place is going to be lane 3, that's Evie. Closely followed, or together with, Amelia from lane 2. So Ruby needing to hold on to her freestyle now. She must be absolutely exhausted, as are the other swimmers. And coming up in lane 5, this is Holly. Holly, a 13-year-old. Just a reminder that the fastest 13-year-old is from Wickham is Hazel, 5:22.25. Fastest 13-year-old is Isabel from Leatherhead, 5:39.63. It's going to be a close finish. But I think Ruby's just going to hold on to it. Just got to keep going a little way now. And Ruby finishes first. Good swim, both girls. 5:14 for Ruby. And those times are much faster than anything we've had so far this morning. So good times. And the final event for this session is the 100 Freestyle, Heat 1 of 9.
Take your marks.
Fern swimming in lane 1 is a 15-year-old, the other swimmers all aged 13. And the fastest 3 in the girls aged 13, 400 IM. In third place from RTW Monson, Amelia Oliver. Second from Wickham District, Hazel Carter. And in first place in 5:15.02 from Maxwell, Holly Waymond. Heat 2.
Take your marks.
These girls in the water now, all aged 13. The fastest 3 in the girls aged 14, 400 IM. In third place from Epsom District, Neve Hasselwander. In second place from Maidstone, Evie Smith. And in first place in 5 minutes 14.52 from Milton Keynes, Ruby Stevenson. And that was lane 1, Kira Blischer from Folkestone, coming in first. Heat 3.
Take your marks.
13-year-olds, Hattie in 1, Charlotte in 2, Hazel in 3, and Kira in lane 8. The other swimmers all aged 14. And the fastest 3 swimmers in the girls aged 15, 400 IM. In third place from Rushmore Royals, Caris Capri. In second place from Amersham, Creswyn Smith. And in first place, in 5 minutes 29.48 from Maidstone, Abby Outram. Swimmers, please do not use the door at the start end of the pool. Heat 4.
Take your marks.
In Heat 1 of this event, the swimmer in lane 5, Edith Hamilton, was disqualified for a technical infraction. Fourteen-year-olds Alexa in 1, Danielle in 4, Emily in 5, Alice in 6, and Emmy in 8. The other swimmers aged 15, no 13-year-olds in this heat. And coming in first place, Emily Evans from Dover Lifeguard. Heat 5.
Take your marks.
My apologies, I did read out an incorrect disqualification then. The disqualification was not in Heat 1, it was in fact in Heat 2. Swimmer in lane 5 in Heat 2, Heidi Walkin, was disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 6.
Take your marks.
In this 6th heat, we have 13-year-old Safi in lane 2. Just, I think, 3 13-year-olds to come in final heats. Then we have 14-year-old Alexandra in lane 3. And 14-year-old Kaylin in lane 6. The other swimmers all aged 15. Time for Safia to beat. The 13-year-old time is Hattie Lever's time of 104.58. 14-year-olds looking to beat Lilia Gilbert's time of 103.4. I think lane 3 probably touched first there, that's Alexandra. Heat 7.
Take your marks.
So we have those two 13-year-olds, Amelia in 4, Annabelle in lane 6. We have 14-year-olds, Hannah in 1, Lucy in 3, and Si Yao in lane 8. The other swimmers are 15-year-olds. Si Yao, the winner of the 400 free, as was Amelia, in their own age groups, of course. This is a close heat. I wouldn't like to even call this one. I usually get it wrong if I do, so I won't. Scoreboard, I'm sure we'll get it right, and in fact it was lane 8. The penultimate heat, heat 8.
Take your marks.
So that final 13-year-old is Holly in lane 3. Holly already the winner of a 200 IM earlier on. And the time that she needs to beat is Annabelle Compton's 102.96. We also have 14-year-olds. They point in lane 1, Sky in 6 and Louisa in 8. And they're looking to beat CEO's time of 102.49 in that last heat. Who's coming in first? Well, I think that was lane 2. That was Rania, who is a 15-year-old. Final heat, heat 9.
Take your marks.
And we have two 14-year-olds, Eloise in lane 1 and Jessica in lane 6. Jessica already the winner of the 200 IM in her age group. All the other swimmers are aged 15. So those 14-year-olds need to beat 101.40 to go into the lead, and 101.12 for the 15-year-olds. Swimmers, do not use the door by the finish, start end. No. And it's lane 4 coming in first. That's Lucy Fox. Lucy already the winner of several events, I think, today. And the only one, I think, to go under the minute. Well done, Lucy. Well, that's it for this session. Some really good swims there. Thank you very much to everybody.